Xin Ciao. What's up, everybody? How we doing out there? We are over in District 1, and we're right over by the new bridge. In this video today, and the rest of the videos that we're going to do this week, we are going to America in a couple of weeks, so there's going to be a lot of American content. We're going to be there for a while. My wife is going to be with me the whole time, so it should be very interesting videos to see the contrast to a Vietnamese in America for the first time. However, today we are going to talk about topics that people picked in the stream all week. So over on Patreon and on the channel are going to be topics that were picked on the stream yesterday while we were out and about doing AIRL. So, all right. The wife used the camera and a bunch of settings have changed, so I have to re-go through and change them, but I didn't know if it was recording because all the stuff's turned off on the screen, which is fine. That's okay. So, in this video today, we are going to talk about if you are in trouble in Vietnam, do you call the police? What's the phone number? If you're in an accident, do you call an ambulance? What do you do in these type of situations in Saigon, in Vietnam? And what do you do if you're in a situation where you get yourself in trouble for being stupid and drunk as well? So we're going to go over each thing a bit topic by topic, you know what I'm saying? So first things first, they do not use a 911, of course. They don't have 911. As you would expect, they wouldn't have 911. But they do have a system for each individual thing. I can tell you it's going to be pretty hard. I've never seen anybody successfully call the police and get them to go somewhere if it's not like somebody dying. But we'll get more into that. Hold on. And I'll also post in the description these phone numbers before it gets really loud. So 113 is for police. That is related to job security and order. 115 is for emergency medical calls. 114 is to call the Fire Prevention and Rescue Agency. 112 is nationwide search and rescue requests. 111 is child protection. So I think 113 or 114. What's up, dude? How are you? Nice to see you, man.
Hey, look. I got a YouTube button.
Amazing.
We went through 50,000 subscribers.
Good for you, dude.
Yeah.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Good for you, man. We'll chat next time I see you. Good to see you. Good for him. He's a nice guy. What the hell was I talking about? Threw me off my game. Okay, I think 113 or 114 or 112. 113 and 114 is what you're going to want to call. Do I think you're going to get anybody to really come out if it's something like Karen-like or stupid? That's probably not going to happen. On most accidents that I've seen, even some like pretty bad accidents, the people usually tend to, even if it's like a bad, like I've seen some bad motorcycle accidents, if like they're not unconscious and pretty much dying and like profusely bleeding, usually somebody takes them off to the hospital. I just don't think it's like crazily efficient to get a you know, an ambulance if you need one here. If you ever see an ambulance like out during traffic, you'll be like, people don't move for them and stuff. They write news articles about it all the time on how people should be moving for these things and they don't. So we're also going to shoot Patreon videos today. On today's Patreon video, we're going to talk about drugs inside of Vietnam. So if you're interested in that, you can sign up for additional content that I usually wouldn't talk about on the YouTube and support me in an additional way if you were looking for a way to on patreon.com/fatbro. Also direct access to me via DMs. And if you want to go on a private tour, that's the way you go through it. So yeah, that for the most part, I don't ever see anybody calling any police If there is, on the chance that there is a local police around, then you're fine. You can go and grab them and like bring them in, and they'll intervene. Or if they're driving around, they'll intervene. I have not seen using a phone to call them. I've not really ever seen anybody do that. I have, however, seen people try to do it in a bar. I got into a scuffle this year on a tour that I will talk about on the Patreon. Maybe today, but probably in the next coming weeks. But yeah, you can't call anybody. There's nobody to call. So there's no point in even trying to call, because there's really just, from what I found, there's no one to call. Hello, how are you, man? Might be subscribers or just might be friendly people. Sometimes people say hi and I watch. You've seen. If you didn't know and why you think there's like a lack of videos, there's not a lack of live streaming. So if you want to always catch what I'm doing and watch me, or maybe watch me in a different way than you're used to on YouTube, there's kick.com/fatandbroke where I live stream over on there. So back to the topic at hand, don't put yourself in those situations. If you do find yourself talking shit and getting caught into a situation that could be bad and you're in trouble and you don't seem to be able to get out of it and there's no way to get any law enforcement around, at this point you're going to have to pay whatever they're making you pay. Wherever you're pissed off in the bar or whatever you did, you know, the way things are resolved here, especially with foreigners in those situations, is money. You're going to be paying money, cash money. And they'll let your ass go, and then you just don't go back there again. I mean, but don't be putting yourself in those situations here. You will get your ass kicked. You know, think about why they've won wars. You know, why we didn't fare well against them. You know, they're not fighting exactly on they don't have a playbook that says this is how you fight fair. They were fighting to win. And that's kind of how they still, like, even, I swear, fight day to day now. You know, they definitely have no problem jumping somebody with like 7 Vietnamese to 1 or 2 people, even 10 or 15 to 1 or 2 people. They have zero problem doing that. So you can quickly find yourself in a situation like that, and your best bet is to not fight. Admittedly, I have fought back in that situation. I mean, sometimes you're getting, like I said, I'll get into it on the Patreon, but you know, sometimes these places try to rip you off, and you got to be assertive, but there's a point where you can be too assertive, and then people start throwing hands if they've been drinking too much, and then that's when nothing's going to get resolved without you paying way too much money. As far as like getting super hurt, just call that emergency line. From what I thought there was just like a 0 or something you could hit. So I'll look that up. Like, I'm reading the information my wife sent me. I'll read up the exact instructions and put it in the description for all that. So we'll see what that's really about. But yeah, those are the numbers. Don't find yourself in those situations. Your best bet, if you do know where there's a local police station, and if you're by a bar or wherever you're at where the incident happened, and you know for sure that you're right, go to that police station and get a police officer and use the Google Translate on your phone. So, you know, those are going to be your best options. Past midnight, the later it gets, it's going to get harder and harder to find police and stuff like that. So just be wary of that. You know, my rule of thumb, even if you're mad, even if you know you're right, never fight. You're never going to win. Even if you do win, you'll probably lose in the long run from other effects. But there's a potential to. So I don't see the walk away, pay and walk away. Always going to be your best bet. Always. I mean, I've got more stories from this year as well that I'll share on the Patreon when we do the Patreon video about that topic. So I mean, yeah, just try to be good. I don't recommend you go on some driving around and motorbike journey here. You know, if you're a very experienced motorbike rider, sure. Riding around scooter in towns, I guess, okay. Go slow. Be careful. Wear a helmet. Always wear a helmet no matter how far you go. You You know, I'll give you the information in the description on what to do for what to call. But like I said, calling for the most part, I don't see any Vietnamese ever calling. So I think your best bet is to try to find something local. Like cops, usually we'll find a pair of cops somewhere around here. You'll almost always see a pair of cops or some kind of police something every couple blocks if you're in like D1, especially if you're in a tourist district. Alright guys, that's the video. Like I said, watch me live stream if you want to see my new project, which is live streaming. We're going to be in America. I'm going to be with Winnie the whole time. We're going to be pumping out videos there. Videos are making a return to every single day. Sorry there's a couple day delay. Had to do some other things and yeah. No excuses there. So thank you so much for watching. Stay frosty. See you on the next one. Peace out.